Before we begin, tap like, leave a comment, and subscribe to the channel. Your support helps us uncover the darkest corners of the prison system. Now, let's step inside. Behind the tall fences of a prison in Missouri, life follows a rhythm most people never see. Every door that closes locks in more than bodies. It locks in fear, tension, rules, and survival. Inside these walls, a bad decision can cost a life. A small mistake can turn into violence. And every single day, both inmates and officers walk a thin line between order and chaos. This is the Northeast Correctional Center, known as NECC. From the outside, it looks calm, secure, controlled. But inside, behind the bars and electric fences, is a world where strength matters, trust is rare, and one wrong move can change everything. To understand what really happens behind bars at NECC, we have to start at the beginning of a normal day, before the gates open, before the alarms sound, and before anyone knows what the day will bring. Early morning arrives quietly at the Northeast Correctional Center in Missouri. The prison sits far from the busy streets of St. Louis, surrounded by open land, high fences, and coils of barbed wire. A deadly electric fence runs along the perimeter, sending a clear message to anyone inside. Escape is not an option. Inside the prison, most inmates are still in their cells. The lights turn on before the sun rises. Metal doors remain shut. Voices are low. Everyone waits. At exactly 6 a.m., the first roll call of the day begins. Guards walk to tiers, counting heads through the bars. Inmates stand where they are told, silent and still. This count is serious. If the numbers are wrong, the entire prison can be locked down. Once count clears, doors open slowly. Breakfast begins. Trays slide across counters. The food is simple, nothing special. But in prison, routine matters more than taste. Knowing what comes next helps people get through the day. NECC is a level 2 prison. It holds over 1,500 inmates. Most are serving long sentences. Some will leave one day. Others will never walk free again. 2 men share a small cell at night. During the day, many more share showers, phones, and common areas. Privacy does not exist here. Despite the strict rules, NECC operates on a system of behavior. Inmates who follow the rules can earn small freedoms. Those who don't lose them quickly. The prison is divided into different areas. The aside is for inmates with good behavior. It is calmer, more controlled. The B-side is tougher, more crowded, more dangerous. Most violence happens on the B-side. Guards know this. Inmates know it too. As the morning continues, a prison transport bus rolls through the security gate. The sound of the engine echoes across the yard. New inmates sit inside, tired and scared after hours on the road. They are searched carefully. NECC uses advanced body scanners. These machines can detect metal and non-metal items, even if hidden inside the body. Drugs, weapons, nothing gets past easily. For the new arrivals, the message is clear from the start. This place is serious. Once cleared, the inmates are moved inside. Doors open. Doors close. Every step is controlled. Guards watch closely. Cameras track movement from above. A normal prison day begins. Some inmates head to work assignments. Others clean, cook, or repair equipment. A few are trusted with tools, something that would never be allowed in higher security prisons. Trust here is earned slowly and lost fast. One inmate, Carlos Ashcraft, moves through the B-side checking on others. He helps with small things. Food requests, shower supplies, talking people down before tempers rise. In prison, respect matters. How you talk, how you move, who you stand with. Race, background, and gang lines exist, but survival often forces cooperation. Trouble can start anywhere, anytime. Across the prison, officers begin their shifts. Ashley Brooks leaves her home early. She lives with her husband and children in a quiet Missouri town. Before work, she helps get the kids ready. Breakfast, school bags, quick hugs. Her husband is a firefighter. She works in corrections. Both know their jobs carry risk. Ashley drives toward NECC as the sun rises. She has worked her way up over the years, from correctional officer to case manager and now deputy warden. Every day begins with security checks. Everyone is searched. No exceptions, not even the deputy warden. Drugs, phones, or weapons can destroy order fast. Anyone can be compromised. Anyone. Inside the prison, the control center comes alive. This room is the brain of the entire facility. Radios, locks, cameras. Every movement is watched and recorded. Officers here must stay calm, even when things go wrong outside. Nearly 400 cameras cover NECC. From a yard to the housing units, almost nothing is unseen. Almost. As the day continues, inmates move to recreation areas. Some play cards. Others exercise. A few talk quietly, watching everything. Life inside prison is about awareness. Knowing who is near you. Knowing when to speak. Knowing when to stay silent. Programs at NECC try to bring structure to long sentences. One special unit, called Dynamo, operates differently. Inmates there have shown years of good behavior. They live in individual cells. No officers stay inside their wing. This level of trust is rare in American prisons. Men like Michael Whitfield have spent decades behind bars. He works daily moving food, lifting boxes, staying active. Purpose keeps him steady. For many inmates, work is not just a job. It is how they stay sane. Lunch comes at 11:45 a.m. Another routine. Another count. Another chance for things to go wrong or stay calm. Most days pass without major incident. But prison is unpredictable. One argument, one insult, one bad decision. That is all it takes. As afternoon approaches, the prison hums with movement. Showers run. Cells open and close. Guards walk their rounds. Radios crackle softly. Everything feels normal. Too normal. Because inside places like NECC, calm is often the warning sign. And by the end of this day, that calm will be tested in ways no one inside the prison expects. By early afternoon, the Northeast Correctional Center feels fully awake. The quiet of the morning is gone. Doors open and close across the facility. Radios buzz with short commands. Inmates move in groups, always watched, always counted. Guards stand at key points, eyes scanning faces, hands resting near their radios. On the B side, tension is always closer to the surface. This is where rules are tested the most. Carlos Ashcraft walks through the unit, greeting people as he goes. He knows who is calm and who is not. He can feel when the air is heavy. In prison, you learn to read small signs. Tight jaws, fast footsteps, sudden silence. 16 men share a single shower area. The water is either cold or colder. There is no control over temperature. Complaints are common, but nothing changes. You learn to endure. In the cells, inmates organize their few belongings. Clothes hang neatly. Food is stacked carefully. Everything has its place. Disorder attracts attention, and attention can bring trouble. Across the yard, inmates head to work details. Some clean hallways. Others repair broken equipment. A few handle food delivery inside the main building. The prison relies on inmate labor to function. Trust is given in small pieces. Technically skilled inmates fix heating systems and electrical problems using old parts. They are allowed tools, screwdrivers, wires, metal pieces. In other prisons, this would never happen. Here, it is necessary. Missouri's justice system is strict. Many inmates at NECC are serving long sentences for serious crimes. Decades behind bars is common. This creates a different mindset. You are not counting months. You are counting years. For some, anger never leaves. For others, survival means adapting. Michael Whitfield finishes his work in the freezer area. He moves slowly but carefully. At 60 years old, every movement matters. He has learned how to conserve energy and focus his mind. For him, purpose keeps despair away. Lunch is served. Trays move down the line. Inmates sit together, eating quickly. The food is not perfect, but it is food. In prison, meals are less about enjoyment and more about routine. Eat. Move on. Wait for the next count. During lunch, conversations stay low. Guards are close. Cameras watch. No one wants trouble over something small. After lunch, inmates return to their housing units. On the B side, activity increases again. Some inmates walk the yard. Others lift weights or stretch. A few stand near the fence, staring out toward the sky. It is a habit many share, looking at the outside world, even when freedom feels far away. Deputy Warden Ashley Brooks moves through different areas of the prison. She checks in with staff. She listens to reports. Everything seems normal. But in corrections, normal is fragile. Ashley knows this from experience. Years ago, an officer was seriously assaulted here. The prison went into full lockdown. Outside teams were brought in to restore order. She remembers the chaos. That memory never leaves. Today, there is no lockdown, no alarms, but officers remain alert. In the recreation building, a special test is taking place. Correctional officers who want to join the emergency response team must pass physical and mental challenges. Push-ups, climbing, running, endurance tests. The team must be ready at all times, because when something goes wrong, they are the first to respond. Ashley watches as officers push themselves to exhaustion. Sweat pours, muscles shake, breathing becomes heavy. Then, suddenly, an alarm sounds. The test stops. Everyone freezes for half a second, then moves. A 105 call comes over the radio. Officer needs assistance. The prison reacts instantly. Testing is forgotten. Officers run. Doors lock. Movement stops across parts of the facility. On the B side, inmates are ordered back to their cells. Carlos Ashcraft hears the order and moves fast. Locked down, someone shouts. Doors slam shut. Men hurry inside. Some curse. Some stay quiet. Within minutes, the prison is sealed. The emergency turns out to be controlled quickly. No serious injuries. No deaths. The situation is resolved. But the effect lingers. Even small alarms raise stress levels. Officers feel it. Inmates feel it. When lockdown lifts, routines resume, but everyone is more tense than before. The control center remains busy. Officers there track every radio call, every door, every movement. They know one thing. Prisons do not explode into chaos without warning. There are always signs. In the afternoon, cell searches begin on the B side. Ashley Brooks and another officer move carefully through the unit. Searches can be routine or based on tips. Today, they receive information suggesting contraband. Inmates are told to step aside. Officers search bunks, lockers, containers. Every item is handled carefully. Powders, liquids, and hidden compartments are checked. Contraband can be anything: drugs, weapons, phones, homemade alcohol. Today, they find small items. Notes, suspicious messages. Nothing explosive. Still, searches create tension. Inmates watch closely. Some try to stay calm. Others can't hide their anxiety. Officers can tell when someone is nervous for a reason. By late afternoon, activity returns again. Programs continue. On the A side, members of the Dynamo unit welcome new inmates into their wing. Men who have lived in crowded cells now enter a quieter space. Individual cells. No officers inside the wing. It feels unreal to them. Michael Whitfield greets the newcomers. He speaks calmly, explaining rules and expectations. Respect, responsibility, trust. For some, this feels like a second chance inside a place known for taking chances away. Meanwhile, back on the B side, the mood is heavier. Carlos Ashcraft moves between cells again. He checks on people. He talks. He listens. Prison life depends on balance. If one person loses control, many can suffer. As evening approaches, fatigue sets in. Guards have been on their feet all day. Inmates grow restless. The day feels long. Dinner comes. Another routine. Another count. After dinner, movement slows. Men return to their units. Some watch TV. Others play cards. Some sit alone, thinking. The prison feels calmer now. But experienced officers know better. Evenings are dangerous. People are tired. Emotions are close to the surface. Small arguments can grow fast. In one area of the B side, a gate is left open slightly longer than it should be. An inmate points it out. A guard responds sharply. Words are exchanged. Nothing happens, but eyes are watching. The day winds down toward evening count. Officers prepare. Radios stay active. The control center monitors everything. Inside one housing unit, the mood shifts again. Whispers move from cell to cell. Something is coming. No one knows exactly what, but the feeling is there. And when the final count of the day begins, the calm that settles over NECC feels forced, like a breath held too long. Because behind bars, nights have a way of revealing what days manage to hide. Night falls slowly over the Northeast Correctional Center. From the outside, the prison looks still. The fences glow under tall lights. The electric fence hums quietly. Everything appears controlled. Inside, the mood changes. Evening count finishes without problems. Doors close. Inmates settle into their cells. Some sit on their bunks. Some lie down early. Others stay awake, staring at the ceiling. Nighttime in prison is dangerous in a quiet way. There is less movement, fewer staff, longer shadows. Sounds travel farther. A cough, a shout, metal tapping. Everything feels louder. On the B side, officers walk slower, more carefully. Radios stay clipped close. Hands stay ready. Officer James Walker begins his night shift. He has worked corrections for years. He knows nights are unpredictable. He checks doors, scans faces through bars, and listens more than he talks. In prison, listening keeps you alive. Inside one housing unit, two inmates argue quietly through their cell doors. The argument is about respect, about words said earlier in the day, about who controls what space. No punches are thrown. Not yet. Carlos Ashcraft hears the raised voices and steps in. He speaks calmly. He tells them to cool it, to let it go. Tonight is not the night. They listen. For now, Carlos has learned that stopping something early matters. Once violence starts, it is hard to stop. Across the prison, the control center monitors the feeds. Camera screens glow in the dark room. Most show quiet hallways and locked doors, but some cameras flicker. An officer notes it, writes it down. Maintenance will check later. Later is common in prison. At around 9:30 p.m., a medical call comes in. An inmate feels dizzy, possibly anxiety, possibly heat. Two officers escort him to medical. He returns to his cell shortly after. No incident, but the call adds to the stress. Staffing is thinner at night. Everyone knows it. Ashley Brooks checks in before leaving for the night. She speaks with supervisors. Everything seems under control. She drives home, knowing the prison never truly sleeps. Inside, night deepens. In one unit, inmates whisper through vents. Rumors spread. Someone says there will be trouble. Someone else says it is just talk. In prison, rumors are powerful. Officer Walker notices movement near the shower area. He watches closely through the glass. The camera angle is not great. He adjusts his position. He does not like what he sees. Several inmates are standing closer together than usual. Voices are low. Body language is tense. Walker calls it in. Keep an eye on B-side, housing 3. He says calmly. The response is short. Copy. Minutes pass. Then shouting breaks out. It is sudden, loud, angry. Walker moves fast. He grabs his radio and calls for assistance. He opens the door just enough to shout commands. Inmates, step back. Get on the ground. Some move. Others do not. The fight explodes near the showers. Fists swing. Bodies collide. Someone falls. Another jumps in. The camera struggles to capture everything. Shadows block parts of the view. Walker hits his radio again. Officer needs assistance. Now. Response teams move, but distance matters. Inside the unit, chaos grows. Inmates shout. Some try to break it up. Others back away. Then someone goes down. Hard. Walker sees it and feels his stomach drop. The man does not move. Backup arrives seconds later, but seconds matter. Officers rush in with shields. Orders are shouted again and again. The unit is secured. Medical is called. The inmate on the floor is unresponsive. Medical staff work quickly. CPR, commands, urgency. Nothing works. The inmate is pronounced dead shortly after. The unit goes silent. Inmates are forced against the walls. Hands up, faces blank. Officers secure the area. Tape goes up. Radios buzz nonstop. A death inside a prison changes everything. The entire facility goes into emergency mode. Lockdown is ordered. Doors slam across NECC. Movement stops. Lights stay on. Inmates are locked inside their cells. Some lie down. Others sit in shock. Some feel fear. Others feel anger. Word spreads fast. Someone is dead. The control center becomes intense. Supervisors gather. Calls are made to higher authorities. Investigators are notified. Walker steps back, heart racing. He did everything right. He knows that, but it does not stop the feeling. The prison feels different now. As officers deal with the scene, another call comes in. A disturbance in a different unit. Then another. Tension is spreading. Lockdown does not calm everyone. For some, it makes things worse. In another housing wing, inmates bang on doors. Shout. Demand answers. Officers issue warnings. The noise grows. Response teams move again. In one area, a door lock jams briefly. It releases before it should. 2 inmates step into the hallway before officers react. They are restrained quickly, but the damage is done. The prison is unstable. Investigators arrive late into the night. They begin taking notes. Photos. Statements. They review camera footage. They see the broken angles. The delays. They write it all down. Medical staff finish their work. The body is removed quietly. The unit remains locked. Inmates are searched one by one. Hands shake. Eyes dart. No weapons are found at first. But that does not mean there are none. As the night stretches on, officers feel exhaustion hit hard. Adrenaline fades. Reality sets in. One man is dead, and the night is not over. Around 2 a.m., smoke alarms suddenly sound in a different building. Smoke, fire inside a prison, is one of the worst emergencies possible. Officers run again. Inmates shout from their cells. Some bang on doors, coughing. Smoke fills the hallway. A trash container has been set on fire. It is small but dangerous. Fire extinguishers are used. Smoke spreads quickly before the flames are controlled. Medical treats several inmates for smoke inhalation. No deaths, but fear spreads like the smoke did. The prison now has multiple critical incidents in a single night. Leadership knows what this means. Outside agencies are called for support. Extra officers are requested. By early morning, the prison is under full lockdown. No movement, no programs, no exceptions. As dawn approaches, the sun rises over NECC, lighting the fences and towers. From the outside, it looks like another quiet morning. Inside, everyone feels it. Something has gone very wrong, and the consequences are only beginning. Morning comes, but the prison does not wake up. At the Northeast Correctional Center, the sun rises over fences and towers, but inside, everything remains locked down. Doors stay shut. Lights stay on. Movement is frozen. The death from a night before has changed everything. Officers move carefully through the prison, checking cells one by one. Inmates are ordered to stand for count inside their cells. Faces look tired. Eyes look alert. No one knows what will happen next. Lockdown is stressful for everyone. For inmates, it means no showers, no yard, no phone calls, no programs. For officers, it means long hours, high tension, and constant alertness. In the control center, supervisors study camera footage again and again. They replay the moments before the fight. They pause, zoom, rewind. They see inmates gathering near the showers. They see the camera angle fail. They see the delay before help arrived. Those minutes feel heavy now. Investigators from outside the prison arrive later that morning. They walk through the unit where the death occurred. They take pictures of the floor, the walls, the shower area. They test radios. One loses signal near the same spot. That matters. Maintenance records are pulled. Repair requests are reviewed. Broken cameras had been reported before. So had door problems. So had staffing shortages. None were fixed in time. Officers are interviewed next. Some speak openly. Others struggle to find words. They talk about working double shifts, about being alone in large units, about calling for help and waiting. They are not angry. They are exhausted. Officer James Walker sits with an investigator and answers questions carefully. He explains what he saw, what he did, what he felt when the inmate went down. He followed procedure, but procedure did not save a life. In another part of the prison, inmates are interviewed too. One by one, they are escorted out of their cells. Most say very little. Some say nothing at all. Fear travels fast behind bars. One inmate quietly tells investigators that the man who died had asked for help weeks earlier. He felt unsafe. He said tensions were rising. The request was written down. Nothing changed. That detail is added to the report. By afternoon, news reaches the outside world. A short statement is released. There has been a death at the Northeast Correctional Center. An investigation is ongoing. Families begin to call the prison. Phones ring nonstop. Officers cannot give details. They are told to say very little. Inside, inmates hear the news in pieces. Some learn the name of the man who died. Others hear rumors. Some fear retaliation. Others fear punishment. The prison feels tight. Every sound echoes. As hours pass, tempers rise again. Lockdown continues longer than expected. Food is delivered late. Showers are still canceled. In one housing unit, inmates begin shouting together. Not fighting. Not yet. Just shouting. Officers issue orders to stop. The shouting fades, but anger remains. Late in the afternoon, smoke alarms suddenly go off again in a different building. This time, officers respond even faster. A small fire has been started using paper and cloth. It is put out quickly. No injuries. But the message is clear. The prison is still unstable. Supervisors make a hard decision. They request outside help. Extra officers from other Missouri prisons are called in. Some arrive that night. Others will come the next day. State officials are notified. This is no longer a normal incident. It is a serious failure. As night approaches again, inmates remain locked in. Officers take positions. Response teams stay ready. The prison is quiet, but it is not calm. Everyone inside knows something important has shifted. Rules still exist. Walls still stand. Gates still lock. But trust is gone. And once trust disappears inside a prison, control becomes fragile. As darkness settles over NECC for the second night in a row, one truth becomes clear to everyone inside those walls. This was not just one bad night. This was the result of problems ignored for too long. And the final chapter of what happened here has not yet been written. The third morning after the death feels different inside the Northeast Correctional Center. Not louder, not calmer, heavier. Extra officers line the walkways now. Some wear uniforms from other Missouri prisons. Others belong to special response teams. Their presence sends a clear message. Order has been restored. But order does not erase what happened. Counts are taken again and again. Doors are tested. Radios are checked. No mistakes are allowed. Every movement is watched closely. Inside the control center, senior officials review the investigation. The report does not focus on one fight or one inmate. It focuses on patterns. Staff shortages, broken cameras, delayed repairs, ignored warnings. The prison had been under pressure for a long time. Months before the death, officers reported working alone in large units. Maintenance requests piled up. Supervisors warned about exhaustion. The system knew there was a problem. It waited too long. Officer James Walker returns to duty. He walks past the shower area where it happened. The floor is clean now. Cameras work. Everything looks normal. But he remembers. He checks doors twice. He keeps his radio close. He listens more than he talks. Other officers do the same. Inmates slowly return to routine. Lockdown lifts in stages. Showers return. Phone calls resume. Short periods of recreation are allowed. Still, trust does not return. The man who died is remembered quietly. His name moves through the prison in whispers. Some inmates feel fear. Others feel anger. Everyone feels the weight of it. Deputy Warden Ashley Brooks meets with state officials. Changes are promised. More staff, better training, faster repairs, stronger oversight. Some changes happen quickly. Others move slowly. Outside the fences, life goes on. News trucks leave. Cameras turn away. The story fades from public attention. Inside, it does not. The prison continues to operate. It has to. But everyone now understands something clearly. What happened was not sudden. It was built from silence, from delay, from problems left unattended. Behind bars, safety depends on people noticing the signs and acting in time. This time, they did not. And that truth will stay inside these walls long after the gates close each night. Behind the walls of the Northeast Correctional Center, the gates still open and close every day. Counts are still taken. Meals are still served. Lights still turn on before sunrise and off long after dark. From the outside, the prison looks unchanged. But inside, everyone knows it is not the same. The events that unfolded here were not the result of one fight or one bad moment. They were the result of small failures adding up over time. Broken cameras left unfixed. Officers stretched too thin. Warnings written down, but not acted on. In a place built on control, those cracks mattered. For the officers, the job now carries heavier weight. Every call is taken seriously. Every delay feels dangerous. They know how quickly routine can turn into tragedy. For the inmates, the lesson is just as clear. Survival inside prison depends on balance. When that balance breaks, no one is truly safe, no matter which side of the bars they stand on. The man who lost his life cannot be brought back. The questions raised by his death, however, remain. How many warnings are enough? How long can a system stretch before it breaks? And how many lives are affected when it does? Behind bars, time moves forward, but memory does not fade easily. This was just one prison, one moment, one failure. And it serves as a reminder that the toughest prisons are not defined by electric fences or steel doors, but by how close they are at any moment to losing control.